guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so how are you guys doing today? So today I'm gonna tell you guys a story time, and this is like a long time ago. Like I would say I was 7-8 years old. So yeah, sit back because this is gonna be a long story. You guys can grab like some popcorn or like soda, whatever you guys want. So we're gonna start the story. So this is like for me it was like a lesson learned for me, like a kid. When I was a kid, I was like, so you know how when you're a kid you don't listen to your parents, you don't listen to whoever. So I moved down to Pulawana and lived with my uncle, my auntie, and they took care of me while my mom was still in Saipan. So I was there with them, and it was like when they were like we're at the church, we were cleaning the church. It was like we were cleaning the church for something. It was like some holiday coming up, or so it was like the whole village. We all came to the church and we all planned what to do, what we're gonna work on, and then for the kids, and I have cousins, so we threw trash, we threw the little stuff, and like whatever, like we threw coconuts, we threw coconut leaves, clear the road, clear whatever, and then we clean, and then we go inside and we like wash down the church. So like I don't know, and then like sundown, everybody was like preparing to leave. We finished cleaning up the church. The church looked really nice after that, and then we started my aunties were like fixing the flowers or decorating, and they're decorating outside the church and inside the church. It was so like really cool. Like as a kid, for me, when I looked at it, it was really cool. And then when it's sundown, everybody started leaving the whole village. We're all like going back home. So it was just me and my family. My family were there, and I remember me and my cousin, we were climbing a tree, and I love to climb trees when I was young. I mean, I still like to climb trees right now. So when I was like climbing the tree, and my cousin's dad always see us, and he's like, he scolds us not to climb the tree. And then she left. She listened because I guess she knows, because that was her dad. And for me, I didn't listen, so I keep continuing climbing the tree. And then sometimes I get out and go and play around with my cousin, and then come back to the same tree and then try to climb it, because it was so hard, because it was just like the stem going up, and then branches start going out from like there. So I was like, so I wanted to get up, like I wanted to climb the tree and get in, like, and it was an LIKEE tree. And so he gave me my first warning. He was like, Lay, stop climbing that tree. That was my first warning. And then I got down. I got down and I left the tree. I went back and then played around with my cousin. And then I kind of sneakily went back to the tree again. And you know, we're kids. So I was a kid. So I like to sneak around. So I went and sneaked to the tree and I started climbing it again. And then my uncle saw me again. And then he gave me my second warning. And my second warning, I didn't really listen either. So I just got back down and then went to my auntie and helped her with the flowers and whatever. And then I came back again, and then I was really trying to climb that tree for some reason. I don't know what I want, but there was something that I want from that tree that I want to, like, I was trying to climb it. So then I came back and then I started climbing the tree, and I was climbing it and I almost got to the top, and then that's where my uncle saw me and gave me my third warning. And then I did not listen. I just stayed there and I started climbing. So then he gave me my third warning. So then after that, he saw me and he was like, okay, you want to climb? Okay, you're gonna climb today. So he's like, stay there and hold on to that tree, because there's nothing. I wasn't holding on to anything. I was holding on basically to like the stem, and then I was like holding on to there. And he was like, if I see your feet touch the ground, you're gonna get like, I'm gonna have like a punishment or whatever. And I was like, so I literally hold on, and I was holding on so tight to that tree, and then I remember like I was like starting to cry at the tree. I was like, and then he was at the other side, he was making his biddle knot or whatever, and then he was sitting, he was looking over and making sure that I will not touch the ground. But then I started to slid down, and then because I was like sweating, I started to sweat, and then I started sliding down that tree, and I was like grabbing on so hard, like so tight onto that tree, and then I started like, I feel like my hands are getting like scratched because I was really. And then he was standing there, he was sitting there, he was laughing. I don't know why was he laughing, but he was laughing. But and then my auntie came out and was like, what's going on, like, you know. And then he said that, oh, I'm giving her a punishment, like, you know, a lesson, because she wasn't listening. So, you know, you don't listen, you get a punishment. So I was literally holding on to that tree like so hard, and then and then next thing, I felt myself slid again, and I was like, and I started crying, and I was like, and I started like calling his name because I knew I was gonna like touch the ground, because I was like, my feet, it was like on like already like close to the ground, and I'm literally like holding onto that tree so tight, and then I was like holding on, and I started like sliding again, and the ground is like right here, and then I pull my feet up like this, and I was like. And I was like, I started crying, and then my cousin was with her little brother. They were playing at the other side, and then he came over, and he was like, I forget what was he doing. He was like holding like he was like doing something, and he was like, so did you learn your lesson? And I was like, no. So he's like, no, he's like, okay. He left me because I said no. And then I don't know, I was kind of like a stubborn kid, but you know. And then so he literally is like, he went back and then sat down, and he started laughing, and then I like hold on to there, and it was like I was crying, and then he came back again, and then he's like, so he's like, did you learn the lesson? And he was speaking our language, because I started understanding our language. And then I started, yes, I like shook my head saying yes, and I was like crying, and then I was telling him that my feet is about to touch the ground, and he said, then pull it up. And then I tried to pull it up, I slid down, and I was like, he was like holding on, and I was like crying so hard. It was like I was holding on to my life on there. And then he was laughing, and I was like, and I told him, I was like, I looked at him, and I was like, what are you laughing at? And then he was like, Lei, your feet is gonna touch the ground. And he started playing around with me, and he's like, your feet is gonna touch the ground. And then my auntie was at the other side, was laughing as well. Oh my gosh, it was, for me, like, to look back on it is funny, but that time it was not funny. But now I'm like literally laughing at the way how he tried to like teach me a lesson. So he was like, your feet is almost on the ground, and I was like, I pull it back up, and I was like sliding down, and I was like, and then next thing I was like, and then he was like talking to me, and he's like, you know why I did this? Like, he was telling me why did he made me like climb that tree and then stay there. So, and then I was like, and literally I was still holding on to that tree, but I was actually sitting on the ground already, but I was still holding on to that tree, and then I was like, and I'm literally like sitting on the ground already, and I was like crying, and then he had to explain why he did that. So he said that I didn't listen, that's why, like, cause he gave me first, second, third warning, but I didn't listen, so then that's why he told me to hold on to that tree. And plus that, like, and then he said, and he started giving me like the what ifs. He's like, what if you fall and you break your arm? There's no, like, we cannot, like, what's that, we don't have a ship to like take you to the hospital or whatever. And then he basically was like explaining why he gave me that lesson. And I was like sitting there, I was like crying, and I was telling him, sorry, I'll listen to you next time. And then so we went home. After that, we all went home. And then he made me do the dishes. That was my second punishment. So I had two punishment that day. Basically, it was holding onto the tree and do dishes. Usually, me and my cousin will be helping each other doing the dishes, but that day he made me do all the dishes. So I went home and I started doing the dishes by myself. And while I was still crying, washing the dishes, and then he was telling me to stop crying, but then they just leave me, and I was still crying, and I was washing the dishes, and I didn't really like doing dishes that time. And my little cousin wanted to help, but then the dad and the mom said just leave her, because it was my punishment and I had to learn. It was like I always have to learn the hard way. Everything is like the hard way. So yeah, so when you're a kid you don't really listen, but then you have like consequences after that. but I mean, for me to look back on it, I guess it's a really like good lesson learned. Like, for my uncle to like made me like hold on to that tree and not to get like, if he sees my feet on the ground I get punished. But I mean, I got punished because I did not even hold on to that tree that long, because I was like already sitting on the ground, but I was still like but after that after that I started listening to my uncle and my auntie. Like, no joke. Whatever they say, I'll do it. It's like, do not climb that tree, and then I just stop. Because after that I still try to climb trees, because I like climbing trees. I guess I'm a monkey because I come from a land of monkeys. So yes, that's my story, guys. So it's a very short one because I thought it would be so long, but so yeah, so the first thing I learned from that is you have to listen to your elders, and then the second is you get consequences after that. If you don't listen, you get consequences like punishment, like washing dishes and holding onto a tree so tight onto your life, like. And then after that, and basically, what was the third one? Oh, the third one is you cannot get away from it. You cannot get away from anything. So yeah, like sneaking. He knew I was sneaking to go and climb the tree. I don't know what was about that tree I was trying to climb. I don't know, but for me, I was trying to climb that tree for some reason, and then so I got a punishment after that. So so I hope you guys enjoy that story. I know it's like everywhere, but you will understand. I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys are still here, because I know that was like so long. And if you guys enjoy if you guys enjoy this story time, please give it a thumbs up if you guys like it, so I can know you guys are listening to my stories, and I will come out with more stories for you guys. So guys, listen to your parents, listen to your uncles, listen to your aunties, listen, especially kids. You kids, listen to your parents because you don't want to be punished like me. Oh my goodness. Thank you for watching my videos. It means a lot to me, and your support, and I hope you guys have a good day, and stay tuned, and I will see you soon. Peace.